You have a voice, use it. Just like a human being has a voice that he uses to make a statement, the same thing applies for a brand. So Brahim is telling me his positioning is professional, trustworthy, and luxurious. Okay, and your promise and your perception, do people perceive the brand as such? And is this what you promise your customers to deliver? Now this is what you need to look at. If so far you are saying that your promise and your positioning, professional, trustworthy, luxurious, expensive, you have to see if expensive is a weak point or a strong point. If expensive is creating a price barrier, so it means that people are not purchasing your product or your service because it is expensive, then you have to look again at your target audience and see who you are really targeting with your service. Brahim is telling me it is a barrier. So in that case, Brahim, you need to make sure that the target audience you are trying to reach is the right one for your service. So when you're telling me that you are well aligned in terms of promise and positioning, but there is something wrong in the perception, which is that people are perceiving you as expensive, and this is a barrier, it means that you have to relook at the target audience or the message you're getting out to the customers. So your brand must have a tone of voice that reflects your brand attributes. So again, let's take Brahim's positioning, or let's take the promise that he is talking about, professional, trustworthy, luxurious. Okay? Obviously, the tone of voice of the brand cannot be something, a brand that makes jokes the whole day. Okay? Because it is luxurious and it is trustworthy. So it has to reflect that in the tone of voice that it uses with the customer. Most importantly, the entire organization must have the same tone of voice. So you cannot possibly, if we are talking about a luxurious or a trustworthy or a professional, okay, brand, when someone calls the office, you cannot possibly, the receptionist cannot possibly answer him while she's laughing out loud about a certain joke she heard the 2 minutes ago. Okay, it does not go with the positioning, the promise, and the perception of the brand. So for instance, if your brand is friendly, your tone of voice should reflect that across all channels. The brand's tone of voice should be reflected in the people. The people does not mean the customers, it means your people, the people who work in the office or in the company. In the communication that you are doing on the social media of the different social media platforms of your company, in the customer service, whenever someone visits for the customer service or calls in or sends an email, etc. In the sales and every other department that you have, even in the financial department, even in the HR department, the same tone of voice should be used. Just because it's finances doesn't mean that the people need to be too serious if the brand is friendly.